Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We're going to be right back with this week's tech expert, but as always, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors. Now, if you're new to the podcast, okay, we only have sponsors. I only have sponsors that I used as an athletic director. These are all great companies. I recommend them highly to you. So take 3 minutes, listen to our shout outs, then listen to our Tech Tuesday expert, then go and visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. Here we go. We want to say thanks to our good friends at Gipper. Go to Gipper.com. Their team is going to have you creating world-class social media content for your school's site. Gipper is used and trusted by over 20,000 high schools and colleges. And whether it's a simple social media post to celebrate a big win or an entire newsletter to showcase all the great things your department's doing, the Gipper team will have you up and running in no time. It's so easy, even I can do it. Go to Gipper.com for more information. We also want to say thanks to Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. My assistant athletic director, along with thousands of others, got his master's through the Ohio program, and it was a great experience, and it will be the same for you. Go to the Ohio University online masters in athletic administration to sign up or find out more information. We also want to thank our friends at Snap Mobile. Have you ever spent weeks and weeks with a fundraiser and been disappointed in the results? Well, those days are gone. Go to snapraise.com. We used it at our school and it was tremendously successful. Coaches loved it, parents loved it. It works. Go to snapraise.com. You can check out their other great platforms. But if you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it. It's snapraise.com. We want to thank our friends at Home Campus. Home Campus is a platform you're going to use every single day, whether it's scheduling, rosters, results. For me, the athletic eligibility and clearance platform alone is the best. You got to see it to believe it. Go to homecampus.com. Don't forget to mention the podcast to find out more. That's homecampus.com. We'd like to thank Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school record boards for all the teams, for all the events, or show off your school's Hall of Fame, go to Vital Signs Wall of Fame and take a look at their interactive touch screen. That's right, touch screen video consoles. You put one of these in your gym lobby, your main school hallway, it's going to become a magnet for kids, for coaches, for alumni, for sponsors. Again, it's vitalsignswalloffame.com. Don't forget to mention the podcast, vitalsignswalloffame.com. We want to thank our good friends at Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years, but when I became an athletic director, I made sure our school was a Huddle school. And our coaches, all of our coaches, just loved the tools that Huddle provided. Our kids loved the videos, and our parents loved the streaming, but there's so much more. Go to huddle.com, join the 8 million users, and turn your school into a Huddle school. We'd like to thank Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. At my school, we use surveys for everything, kids, coaches, parents, and the information that would come back is almost always over the top positive. We still got to hear from those squeaky wheel parents that we were already hearing from, address their concerns, but having all of that positive data, usually it's well over 90%, is tremendously valuable, especially when you're visiting with a frustrated parent, or maybe your principal, or even your school board. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create a custom survey that lets you take the pulse of everybody in your program. athleticsurveys.com. We want to thank our good friends at Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com and you can schedule a live demo to see their products in action. Probably one of the best purchases I ever made was our Sideline Interactive indoor score table. Go to sidelineinteractive.com to check out their great products. And we want to say thanks to Hometown. Hometown is changing the game for schools and organizations with their suite of solutions for things like digital ticketing, but it's a lot more. How about fee-free fundraising, athletic website construction, and a whole lot more? Whether you're an athletic director, a principal, a coach, or just a school administrator, Hometown is going to make it easy for you to save time, raise more money, and bring your community together. To find out more, just go to hometown.com. Again, don't forget to mention the website, hometown.com. Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. If you're new to this series, we frequently have guests on. Sometimes they're athletic directors, sometimes they're tech gurus, but it's always an application that an athletic director or coach can use in their program. We're very excited to have Jacob Burke come back to the podcast. If you missed his interview, you got to go back to our library and check it out. Just some tremendous stuff, particularly on AI, but also a great resource. Jacob, welcome back to the podcast and welcome to Tech Tuesday.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I thought this was a great idea to kind of give smaller chunks, more detail about some of the stuff that we talked about in the overall podcast. But yeah, this would be nice to give some more details about certain things.
Right. And for our listeners, Jacob is a longtime high school administrator, high school athletic director, has his own company, Future Edge, still works in education for a school district, but no longer wearing the AD hat. But Jacob, I'm going to get out of the way. What do you have for our listeners on this segment of Tech Tuesday?
I'm going to dive into artificial intelligence with image creation. And so we'll be using a couple different avenues to make images. As an athletic director, I know social media presence is big, and keeping kids engaged and wanting to check stuff out at a cost-effective way. I thought this would be a great tool for a AD to have as far as being able to make their own images to maybe catch somebody's eye, and I'll show you some examples and things like that and how to do it. And so, yeah, we're going to talk about image creation today.
Yeah, you're so right. The social media presence, it's something that is important because I don't know if I should say everybody or a lot or most people. If you're not doing something with social media, you're really missing a great opportunity to promote your program in a really cool way. So, and again, I've seen some of the things that I think you're going to share today, and I can't wait for you to share them with our listeners. So let's go and dive right in.
All right. I'm going to share my screen here. Oops, I'm going to have to put me on for.
There you go.
There we go. All right, let me grab the screen. Let's see, we're going to go over to. You should see an image of my Chatgpt homepage, right?
Yes, sir.
So with that, I've got a few pages open up on this one. Whoops. Where did it go?
And while Jacob's loading his page here, if you've never used or tried Chat GPT, encourage you to, after the episode, take a look at it. There's a free version. There's also versions that you can, pay for some extras, but it's something you really need to incorporate into your toolbox.
Yep. So ChatGPT's up. I'm going to quick show you a couple examples. With image creation, you can do it through ChatGPT. You can also do it through Midjourney, which is very high quality images. Grok is the new one on X that is very high quality as well. But I'm going to show you a couple tricks that even ChatGPT helps. Are you able to see my X account right now?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, if you do follow me on X, I have it's at Future Edge Plus. But even this image right here, the background, that was Austin for the national conference. That's an AI image of Austin in the background that I used. But just kind of showing you a couple images real quick to show you kind of what we're doing. So now with my community edge management position that I'm in, I use it a lot for our advertising because we're advertising every day for classes and courses that you can take. All the people you see in this image are AI created with that was a Grok, I believe, image. Same thing here, like we had a Christmas experience, so I needed to do some advertisement. The images of the people in the background are AI created. The other part in the space, those are things I do through Canva. And we won't have time to go into that, but if you ever want more help on using Canva, I could do a whole segment on that one too, or reach out to me. And yeah, these are all AI images here and then Canva overlays. So what I like about things like Gipper, they kind of take a lot of that Canva work out. But if you needed in images just for a quick post here and there, you can use the AI creation. So let's go into ChatGPT. And a trick that I always like to continue to tell people is I'm not a big fan of typing. Like I'm former PE teacher. I didn't go into English teaching for a reason. I can write well. It just takes me a lot of energy and I don't like to do it. And so a lot of times I use my app on my phone for ChatGPT to just do the speaking part. Or if you actually look at, there is the ability to talk to your computer. I find that the app kind of is a little bit better at listening. And so I use that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help us kind of build a mascot image for us. And I'll just go with my old high school, Hoover High School in Des Moines, Iowa, the Hoover Huskies. And so I'm going to say something in my phone and then I'll refresh my page here and it'll come up on there. Create an image of a Siberian Husky standing at center court of a high school basketball gym with dim lighting and green and gold pregame lighting in the background. So that's an image prompt. That's a very basic one. And so it's kind of writing it right now. And then let me go in and refresh. We'll go over here to, there it is. So even right now, ChatGPT it's writing me two different versions of the same one, right? So what's kind of not, well, actually it's gonna, maybe this is the image over here. Here's the prompt that it went with. So I said what I said up here, create an image of a Siberian Husky standing at center court above a high school basketball gym. So this is gonna be interesting. It said above. So let's see what it comes up with. Going a little slow today, ChatGPT.
Now that looks like it's changed your prompt into something a little more literary.
Yeah, and that's what I want people to understand is you don't have to be the best prompt writer. You can say, hey, what I like to do is say, I'll write my first generic one, and then I'll say, hey, let's improve this prompt to have it be a higher quality image. What would you create the prompt to be to make a higher quality image? And I don't know why this is going so slow, but so I'm going to say I prefer this response. So we're going to go there. So here's the prompt.
But that's a great example of, if you want to put something, in a program or something, and you don't want to, as you said, rack your brain to create this literary masterpiece, ChatGPT just took your basic commands and created something that's pretty high quality.
Yeah. And what I will bounce between the image creation programs. So there you go. There's an image that it made. And so what I will say is ChatGPT's getting better at image creation. That one's pretty good there with kind of like the glossiness of the floor. Oftentimes I feel like the ChatGPT ones look a little more cartoonish. So that one turned out pretty solid. So what I would do there is either boom, just post that onto, a lot of times I just use the snip tool, and I would go in and just snip it and just make my image like that, save it to my file, and I would use that, then put it on social media. If I was doing this on my phone though too, the image would actually show up on my phone. And so then I would be able to just copy paste that, right? Or, download it. It's on my phone as well. So then I would just go right into my X account or my Instagram, whatever the school account is, Facebook, and I'd be able to go right there and watch this. I'll just say, use this image to help guide you in creating a short social media post for X, Twitter, that gets people to come out to tonight's game that's happening at 7 p.m. at Hoover, and remember to buy their tickets online. So now I'm going to hit that. It's going to build that Twitter post for me. Let me go back into so you guys can see it all here.
Now, again, for those of you listening to the podcast, we're going to have this up, the video up on YouTube, but the graphic that Jacob described, just imagine a quality glossy photograph of a high school gym. It brings to mind for me, Hoosiers, but it's a little more modern than that. The lighting that Jacob talked about, the coloring. I mean, it looks like a photograph. And here's a Husky standing right in the middle of the floor, the basketball court. And you could do this for your school with your colors, with your mascot, just by using the app and a voice command.
Yep. And then now I created me a instant thing I could post on social media. So game night alert, the stage is set and the Husky pack is ready. Some emojis are added in there naturally. Join us tonight at 7 p.m. at Hoover as we light up the court. Green and gold shine bright. Let's bring the energy and make some noise. Get your tickets online now. Don't wait in line. And then you would just insert your link, or if you do build your GPTs to have that link so that it remembers it every time, it could automatically put it in there for you. But that's a whole nother lesson. But and then it has some hashtags in there. You could also teach it what hashtags you want it to always put. That maybe is like your school's hashtag or an at. You could always have an at mention something in particular, and it'll remember to do that. So now what I want to do though is I do want to compare and contrast. So let's take this awe-inspiring Siberian Husky prompt, and I'm going to add it to Grok just to compare. So I'm going to tell it to create an image of an awe-inspiring scene. So it's the exact same prompt, and we're going to see what the difference is with Grok. Historically, Grok will, and the Grok is the same type of thing as ChatGPT, but it's just on Twitter, on X. And so it historically usually makes it more photorealistic. But again, sometimes you have to tweak the prompt to make it happen that way too. And what's great is if you don't like the prompt or like the photo output, just tell Grok or tell ChatGPT what it's kind of missing, and say, hey, I was really hoping for the image to have more of a bright green pre-game lighting in the background. And if you notice, Grok will kind of give you some little helpful hints on what maybe would be a good thing to add to the prompt. And what I also kind of like, and then you can just say like, you don't have to write the whole prompt again. So it might be like, this one says like with a glowing collar. Let's just see what happens. So now it's going to make the images, and the Husky is going to have a glowing collar. If you do notice, now these are more lifelike dogs than the other image. I think I like the ChatGPT one probably better for a social media post, but I could build off of this really easily, and it definitely looks real.
And for our listeners, the Grok created 4 similar, but each one's unique, images based on what Jacob put into the prompt. And then with his addition, their suggestion, make a glowing collar. Now, each of these Huskies has their collar is now glowing. So again, you didn't have to come up with that. Grok gave you that suggestion on its own.
Yep. And if it doesn't quite make it right, you just add another sentence. Say, you know what? Like, let's say it was a football thing at center at midfield, and you wanted it at nighttime. You're like, you know what? Let's try this at a sunny day. Be like, can you make a very similar image of a football player in a green and gold football uniform standing at midfield on a bright sunny day with a blue sky and a packed crowd behind him, right? So you could then change it and be like, oh, you know what? I didn't really care for the brightness. Let's dim it down to make it at dusk or just at sunset, and it would put a sunset in the background for you. So you can really kind of tweak what you want, and you do sometimes run out of prompts for images. Like Grok might kick you off, or ChatGPT might kick you off after using so many if you're just using their free accounts. So you sometimes have to bounce around, which is why I sometimes bounce around, even though I pay for most of my apps. Um, I do want to try it one more time. So let's go into this is Mid Journey. So now I can't guarantee Mid Journey isn't going to have some sort of weird image that pops up on here because it's a Discord and it's just other people throwing their ideas out there. And but this one is the highest quality. Now there is a trick. So for your listeners, I have to type in backslash and then the word imagine, and then it's going to give me a prompt. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to now put in that same prompt that we've used from ChatGPT, we used in Grok, and now I'm going to use that same prompt, the awe-inspiring scene of a Siberian husky with striking blue eyes standing at center court. And then there are some other things in Mid-Journey that does make this one more of a difficult thing to know on how to do it because there's like little tricks like aspect ratio. If you didn't want it to be like just a rectangle, you could make the aspect ratio like 16:9 ratio or a 1:1 or 4:4. But you have to kind of know a little bit about how to put those in. So let's just see if it does this for me. Oops, 16:9. So I'm going to make it an aspect ratio of 16:9. And then there's another one of the version. It usually runs it as 6.1 right now, but sometimes it's good to do dash dash V space 6.1 to get it to do the best quality image. I think they took that away. They don't even have to do that anymore. So here's my prompt. It's loading. Now it's on a wall of everybody else doing images too. So that's the only thing I don't like about this one. And I wouldn't suggest it like, hey, let's promote this one to all the kids in the world, because there will be some guy who's trying to make a image of something that won't be horribly out of place, but it might be like a beautiful lady and you just, don't want that all over your screen while you're at school, right? And watching, helping a kid put a social media post together. But now if you look at Mid Journey, I definitely think this has been the best image with the blue eyes are very striking in this one. This one turned out really, really cool. Some of them, the background and the lighting is really good and looks very real. Now here's the trick about Mid Journey is once you're in here, you have 4 images to choose from. Let's say one of them you really liked, and I'm going to say the third one, it goes, the top box is number 1, the second one is 2, and then the third one is the bottom left. I'm going to say I liked 3, so I'm going to go V3. So when you get on here on YouTube and get to see this, you're going to go V3 because it's going to make 4 more images of that version. So that V stands for version. So I like version 3, and now it's going to rebuild 4 more versions. So that's a nice one if you're kind of like, oh man, that's close, but it's not quite what I was hoping for. And then you can make 4 more versions of that, and it's usually pretty quick, and it'll make us 4 more versions, and then I'll show you one more trick. That Mid Journey. Now, Mid Journey is where I've done some children's books and things like that with imagery, and Mid Journey was my number 1 go-to for that because I also like that you can tweak the images a little bit, so they're very similar. So now you're looking at 4 Siberian Huskies in a very similar pose with a similar background, but there is something a little different about it. And so we're gonna just say I like number 4, which is the bottom right corner. And so what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to upgrade 4, which then takes that image and upgrades it and it's going to make it into a bigger image for us. And notice this is a 16:9 aspect ratio too. If you notice on Grok and on ChatGPT, those are usually just like a 4:4, image square. And so what you can do here though with this is like, let's say you love this image, but you don't want it to be, you want to see a little bit more of the sides of the photo. So you can actually say, let's zoom out 2 times. So it's going to zoom out away from the husky and give us more of the side of the photo. I've seen this be really cool, like if you're doing like mountain scenes or something like that, or like a picture of a lake and you want to see more of the beach side, and you can expand it. So right now it's building that. So it's going to expand that image to a 2 times, and you'll see more of the side of the gym. Like this won't be too amazing as far as like groundbreaking stuff on the sides, but sometimes you want a little bit more distance of the image. And so then what you would do, so here's your 4 images. It's definitely the Huskies farther back now. It's still building it. Um, and what you would do then is take that over to Canva, or if you use Gipper and you really want to use something, drop it into there and now use it with their social media support. This is how you could do it. So now it's a farther away. If any, when you watch this on YouTube, you'll really see it. You can actually see a lot more. You can see basketball hoops now to the sides, and so maybe you like one of these images better now, and you would then upgrade the one that you like the best, and then same thing, save that, take that over to your social media platform, maybe add some words on it, say come out tonight and support the Huskies. Nothing crazy if you're doing these for pretty inexpensive and just want to get one out there for a game promo. Also, this is why I do recommend they start the athletic administrative type club, sports administration club at your school, because kids could be doing this for you as an internship or some, if they want to put it on their college transcript, that they also helped support the sports administration program at your high school. I think there's a lot of value there, and they could help you with you can see like I'm not doing a lot of typing. I'm just doing a lot of thinking, and I'm saying it into my phone and into my GPTs, and they are helping me with the details and make it even better, right? So yeah, this is one little way that you can really utilize image creation and get creative with it. And if it's just not working, what's great is it's just try a different prompt, and maybe it'll come out differently. And then once you kind of maybe have a few that you love, you just kind of make those into your Gipper promos, or your make them in Canva, and you kind of have a template. And now you just use those images a lot as your brand.
No, just again, I can't wait for folks to see this on the YouTube, on our YouTube channel, because the visual impact is just, I mean, it's incredible. It's stunning. And these are all stills. I know we can do a deeper dive on a future Tech Tuesday where you add video to that, and the Huskies actually moving. It just, um,
You know,
let's go ahead and I know athletic directors will want to find out more. And you bring up two great points before we give out your contact information.
yep.
You have students on your campus that would love to do this for you. You could do it yourself as an AD, but get the kids involved. They're going to probably take it to a level you couldn't even imagine, especially an old guy like me. But you've got some coaches that are looking to stretch their leadership muscles and get more involved. Let a young coach or an old coach out of season, take this task on. You don't have to do it, but you certainly can. Uh, Jacob, again, you're still at a school, community ed, and you use all these tricks that you just described for that aspect, but you also speak the language of ADs, and you're the founder of Future Edge, your own company. If one of our listeners wants to find out more, wants to take advantage of your wisdom and maybe even your services, what's the best way that they can get a hold of Jacob Burke?
Yep, I do have my website is futureedgeplus.com. There you can find a lot of contact information, cell phone number, and email address is jacob.burke@futureedgeplus.com. Another good key resource if you are looking to grow your knowledge of this is I do have a couple books available, sold on Amazon. The AI for ADs, 100 Essential Prompts for Boosting Efficiency in Your Athletic Department. Make sure you get the second edition. The second edition actually has Chatgpt pro tips each chapter. And then it also has what I call the perfect prompt at the end of the book, where you could really if you took everything from that prompt and put it into Chatgpt, Chatgpt would probably know everything about your department and your school and be able to really help you craft some really amazing outputs. And then if you are more administrative related, I do the same exact thing, except I tweaked it a little bit more for like the administrative educational side of what maybe a principal goes through or an assistant principal, not so much the athletic department. And that's the same thing, AI for admin, 100 prompts to empower educational leaders. They're on Amazon. So if you ever want to check them out and support me that way, that'd be fantastic. They're great books.
All right. Well, again, that's futureedgeplus.com. That's the website and all the resources that Jacob just talked about. Make sure you get a copy of the book. And for those of you in Florida and neighboring states, Jacob's actually going to be a presenter at the FIAAA State Athletic Director Conference in May. He's going to be presenting 2 sessions on AI. So sign up if you're not already signed up for the FIAAA conference, and you can pick Jacob's brain in person. And me too. I'm
Yeah.
going to be presenting, but definitely go to one of Jacob's sessions.
Yeah, busy couple months ahead. I'm presenting in San Antonio next week for the Community Education National Convention there, and then I'll be back in Iowa for presenting at their state convention at the end of the month, and then out to Florida in May. So can't wait.
Well, thanks again for sharing with our listeners and all the best. Again, let's give out that website one more time, futureedgeplus.com. Check it out, get the books, and can't wait to have you back on Tech Tuesday for another great session.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jake.
For listeners, we appreciate you tuning in. And just a reminder, as I've said a couple times, we upload every segment on the podcast to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We do this segment just about every week and just about every day. We try to share stories and best practices from the world of education-based athletics. So come back and join us on the next episode of the Educational AD Podcast. Wow, some really, really cool stuff. Again, before we go, we want to thank every single one of our sponsors. Let's say thanks to K-12 Sports Tech. Join their think tank, k12sportstech.com. Athletic Surveys. Create a custom survey to take the pulse of everybody in your program. That's athleticsurveys.com. Huddle. I used Huddle as a football coach. As an AD, we were a Huddle school. Go to huddle.com. Hometown, it's not just digital ticketing. Go to hometown.com, find out all the great things they can do for your program. Ohio University's online masters in athletic administration. My assistant AD, along with thousands of others, got his master's through the Ohio program, the Ohio University online masters in athletic administration. We want to say thanks to Home Campus, the platform that you're going to use every single day. Go to homecampus.com for more info. We want to thank all of our friends at Snap. Go to snapraise.com. Check out all of their platforms, snapraise.com. Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you put one of their consoles in your school, it's going to become a magnet for kids, for coaches, for alums, for sponsors. VitalSignsWallOfFame.com. Gipper. Start creating world-class content for your school social media channel. That's Gipper.com. And Sideline Interactive indoor score tables and video boards. Probably the best purchase I ever made. Go to sidelineinteractive.com for more information. Thanks as always for listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast.